All right, let me send out this text to let everybody know that I am coming on right now. Let me know if you can hear me or not. If you can hear me, hit in the chat right now and say, I can hear you. I know there will be a little bit of a delay. And then I will get started on what I want to talk about on tonight. But you got to let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. All right. My name is Larry D. Reid, and I am the host of Larry Reid Live that comes on only on the YouTube channel with the check. Look for Larry Reid Live with the check. And then it also comes on Facebook. I don't have a check on Facebook yet. And then we make posts on Larry Reid Live IG. We don't have a check over there as yet. But God is about to do some things, and we have checks everywhere. I'm the host of Larry Reid Live, and the only way that you can know when I am going to be popping up is that you take your phone out right now and you text one word with no spaces, Larry Reid Live, to this phone number 33222. And if you do that, then I will be able to text you and let you know that I am on. And if you're coming on right now, I want you to take a moment and hit like and hit share. I'm not talking about hearting the video. Go out of the live, find the live on my page or on your feed, hit like, thumbs up on YouTube, hit the bell on YouTube. Make sure you hit the bell on YouTube because YouTube be tripping. And on Facebook, you go find it on the feed, hit like. Now come back into chat so that we can have the conversation. We got a whole lot of stuff that we need to talk about right now on tonight. First off, I want you to copy the link to the video and send it to everybody that is in your phone and your private groups where y'all are discussing and you're talking about me and everything I got going on and discussing everybody else. Go ahead and take a moment right now and text them, say, oh, Lord, he on, and they're about to go off in them comments. It's about to be good. You don't know what he's going to say. You don't know what the people, the LRLers are going to say. You don't know if somebody going to pop up on the live or not. You just never know what's going to happen once I pop up live right here. Now, I am going to tell you what is happening in social mediation streets. And at the same time, I'm going to commentate on it. And in the comment section, you guys are definitely going to be doing. Thank you so much, Dorian Corda, for sending $8.88. If you did not know, over here in Larry Reid Live is just the entertainment leg of our ministry. Our ministry have prayer, events, prophecy, preaching, teaching. It is a whole entire ministry, and Larry Live is just the entertainment leg. And so if you want to donate to Larry Reid Live, let me tell you how. You do it by sending it straight to the ministry. That's MBN Network. Somebody said, we can hear you loud and clear. Now you done started screaming. Thank you, Justin J. Horn, for sending $8.88. And everything you send to us is tax deductible. There is no other blogger on the internet where whatever you send in, you can claim on your taxes. Ain't that a blessing? And if you send with your donation your phone number, you're going to get a call from one of the people on the team there, the MBN Network, that will pray for you. If you're in Louisiana, you need the prayer. I don't know if you even got electricity, but unless you don't went to somebody else's house. Thank you, Marquella Jackson. Oh, that's our 8 o'clock prayer time, but I'm live, so I had to pray afterwards. After I done pray before the 7 o'clock hour, but in a different way. If you put your phone number when you do the Cash App, somebody put it in there so I can put it at the bottom because there's some people that are donating. Michael Broadhead, thank you already for $8.88. When you send it in, put your phone number though so they can call you and pray with you. Look, we got COVID. We got the storm, hurricane is running up down the East Coast. We got some of everything that is going on. Thank you, Francis Gallum. You need prayer. So put your phone number in there when you are donating. Put your phone number there. I need someone that is a moderator when you put all the ways that you can donate. Go ahead and put that in there so I can hurry up and just pin it. Thank you, Yolanda Perriman. I don't think you are a moderator, but thank you so much. That's the Cash App way. Thank you, ID Movement. I see you. Make sure you put your phone number in there so that those are my staff. Thank you, Tamika White, so that those of you that are on the MBN network team, okay, they're going to find their staff member, put it in there, so that you will be able to call. When you put your number in there, they are going to call you. Now, there are thousands of patrons that are on the prayer line weekly. And so they're going to get to you, give them to them about Thursday or Friday, and they are going to get to you. So power has been out since 10 o'clock last night. Oh my God. So thank you to every last one of you that are donating. Remember, put your phone number in your donation, whether you do it through text, whether you do it through Cash App or Venmo. There's a memo in there where you are able to put your phone number so they can go ahead and call you. I need everybody to hit like and hit share right now. Thank you, Vanessa Ellis. Hit like and hit share. And I'm going to talk to you about what has been happening in the social media streets. Tell everybody that we are on right now, right now, right now. Some of your friends say it's going to take 20 days before the lights come back on in Louisiana. If you are in Louisiana, I want you to know that me and a whole host of people, we got you in prayer, because we have so many partners that are over there in Louisiana, some of the partners that we really have close ties to. And we are praying for you and for all of you guys. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Diamond. I see you put your number in there, Rosie. Oh, Rosie, then $88.88. Thank you so much for supporting MBN Network. Make sure you say that and put it claiming on your taxes. Thank you, Zelminta Lion. Thank you, all of you that are sending it in. I see you. Put your phone number in there so that somebody can call you and pray with you tonight. Where 2 or 3 are touching and agreeing, there am I in the midst. I'm going to tell you, it don't matter who you are. You can stand to have somebody to hold your hand and pray with you right about now. And so they're entering your information right now as you are donating. Put your number in, somebody's going to call you. And a lot of times when they call you, they begin to prophesy and give you the word of the Lord. If you believe in prophecy, you've never had that experience before. You may be like, I never had nobody prophesy and speak to me, but God, let's see what this is about. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you one great thing that's great about receiving a prophecy. It's nothing but positive words that are spoken over you that will build you up. Sometimes in that release, it's directive, can be corrective. It's always insightful, and you always feel like heaven has paid attention to you out the blue. And I see you doing it right now. I even see those in Louisiana who I know. I just saw one of the Simmons, $8.88. Put your number in there. They are going to be calling you. Kendra, make sure you call Miss Pat. You tell her she need to get by her computer right now and start entering them in. Text some of the callers and tell them to go to their phone lines. I know they've been working all day long, but see if they can pull a night shift, because there's some stuff going on in our world and people need prayer. So tell them to get to calling some people right now tonight and activate some of those other 2, Denise at the camp. Call them. All right, I'm getting off. In fact, I'm doing Patreon stuff out here on the streets. Hit like and hit share. We're about to have a conversation. All right. There are a few things we need to discuss. First of all, we're going to talk about this Louisiana storm. Then I have got to discuss this mask versus unmasked. If you have been watching my page over the last week, you put one preacher up, they're telling you you're going to heaven because you're walking by faith and you're not wearing your mask. Put another preacher up to say you're only way to hell because you ain't, because it's just so much that we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about this drama that is happening between the Kanye West new album, Bree Babinessa. I don't know how to say that. I'm going to say Bree Babby. Bree Babbitt. She used to date one of my friends named Brian Wilson, who now is married to Tiphani. Well, I can't think of Tiffany's last name, what it was before it became Wilson. But he married her. But he used to go with her, but they broke up and then she got married to somebody else. You know how stuff happened in gospel music, just like in all the rest of the world. They broke up when they were going together and they ain't going together no more. And she went on about her business, and she got some drama with Kanye, but then BSlade jumped in there saying, you not about to do this and wash away what I have done in gospel, like so many gospel people have done. So we're going to talk about that on tonight. So, but if you are watching me and you have ever donated to the MBN Network, I want to say thank you. And if you donate tonight, make sure you put your number in your donation so somebody can call and pray with you. Thank you. See 1288 Sally Green, the 12 and the 8s over here on this platform. Any donation in 12 and 8s. And then if you are a patron, that means you have signed up through patreon.com. How can you become a patron? patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Go there and sign up for the month. Sign up for the month right now. If you do that, you'll be glad that you did. In fact, I'm probably going to go live in Patreon right after I finish talking to you guys up here. So if you are watching and you want to be able to hear the things that I discussed, the personal things that I discussed, what's happening now, because the MBN Network Larry Live is in phase 2, and in September we're going to hit you guys. If you think we hit you with something in the month of August, all these interviews and things from the Reformation Experience, you ain't seen nothing yet, because we have another studio. So you've seen the interviews at the Reformation Experience and the interview I do with Michelle Williams and others in the studio. I call it the Black Studio, the streaming studio. But there's another studio that we have where there is an audience. Well, we have just begun second phase there. Just had a send off a $71,000 wire today. And it's going to look beautiful. And that's our other studio. I also just received somebody's idea for a new Larry Live intro song. It's fire. We love the one we have. Thank you, Travis, my Lord. But I just might be pulling the trigger on this new one. It is fire. And if you are a producer and you want to you say, I got an idea, send it to me, let me see. And if I like it, then we negotiate and see what we do. But we got a whole lot of things happening concerning Larry Live, the MBN Network, and then Reformation Church of Atlanta, which is the digital church. MBN Network is the head, it's over everything. But Reformation Church of Atlanta and their members all over the world, we are taking on something that is brand new. We haven't talked about it publicly, but I'm going to mention it before I go off. Because of what we're taking on that new, I'm sitting right now, I'm talking to you from Charlotte, North Carolina. But I'm going to talk to you about that by the end of the program. Y'all don't let me forget that. I'm going to tell everybody about it. By the end of the program, we're going to let the cat out of the bag on tonight. And then I'm going to give you a hint about what our first guest in the new studio that's going to be sitting right beside me. And we want you guys to attend online. We may let about 5-6 patrons be in the audience that night, but you got to get a COVID test before you come in, because you are going to want to be a part in living color when it comes to this interview. I'm going to interview them, and they are going to perform as well in that same studio, because we have it set up to do it that way. All righty then. Lord, let me get started. I wonder what I'm doing so much. I'm just going off and off and off and off. Okay. No, I have not left the South. I still live in Atlanta. Just have to give the second place to go 3 days out of the week. I'm going to be here getting this team here that I'll tell y'all about it. But I'm probably going to talk more about it in Patreon, because this ain't all y'all business out here. So if you want to be in on that conversation and be able to ask me questions, patreon.com. Somebody type in there, patreon.com/Larry Live. I'm going live right after I finish talking out here with what's been going on. All right, remember, put your phone. I see y'all donating, but I'm seeing some that ain't got their number in there, and you need somebody to call you and pray with you because you're going through. And if you ain't going through and things are going so good, well, then get in agreement with somebody that can get good. Get good. All right, let's go. First thing, Louisiana storm. Now, this is, I used to think people were absolutely crazy when they would say stuff like, do you think that somehow or another there's some things that are going on in space with all this stuff that we done throwed up there so that we can get into everybody's business? that they're able to create storms and send them in certain areas. I still don't have no answer for that. It is very interesting. I am going to say this. It's very interesting that here we go again as it relates to Louisiana on the anniversary of Katrina. This is very unfortunate. I do not like it. And the first thing that comes up out of my head and up out of my spirit is, dog, why is this happening again? Lord have mercy, Jesus. And then I went right into praying. And so when I got on the prayer call on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, which we have in Patreon, don't nobody put the credentials in here. It ain't out here for all these different people. It's just for patrons. When I got up on the line, and that really hit my head and my heart then, and I can't help but think about it. And maybe I am more connected to it this time because I actually know people in that area. And as a result, thank you, Ayat Moore. You put a 3 in front of that $8.88. Thank you so very much. And it makes me think about them, what it feels like to be displaced. I want everybody to type in here, displaced. The word displaced. I'm going to tell you something tonight. Displaced. Displaced. Let me see. When I start coming it up, I see it coming up. All right, displaced. There are so many different feelings surrounding displacement. I don't know how many of you have ever been displaced before, but I have been displaced. Some of my displacement have been divine. Now, let me say this to those of you that are in Louisiana who may end up displaced after this storm finished doing everything that it's doing. There may be some people, just like in the time of Katrina, who may lose everything, and versus coming back to that space, may move to another state or go to a different area. I want to say this to you. Number one, I understand all of the fears and all of the emotions surrounding being displaced. I know exactly what it feels to be plucked up out of one place and put in another place. I know exactly what it feels like to be living out of my car. I know exactly what it feels like to be taking your clothes and taking your jewelry and your shoes and selling it so that you will be able to eat. I know exactly what it is to be displaced and in poverty. And I'm not talking about it's something I experienced many, many, many years ago. It's so close to me that I can still remember every emotion that I felt when I was in that place. So I understand what it is to be displaced. Thank you, Carolyn. I see every donation. Don't y'all think I don't see it because I'm not calling your name. At the end of this, I'm going to call some of your names so I can thank you individually. I'm going to read off just your first name. And thank you individually for donating to the MBN Network. We have 14 employed and contractors. I'm the only employee, but 14 contractors and so much stuff going on, and you're going to want to be a part of something that's bigger than you, and you wait till you see it. So I know what it feels like to be displaced. Even after divorce, there's the feelings of displacement. When you have to move as a result of someone dying. There's so many people I know right now who just lost their mom. I'm like, this whole mom thing, it's like everybody's mama is passing in my life. I don't know if you're experiencing that, but a lot of big mamas are dying. Ladies and gentlemen, displacement is hitting our community. Big mama is everything. Now we know the father is the beginning of the family, and the father makes the family. The seed comes up out of him. But the mom, my gosh, it makes the house a home. And when you lose mom, there are feelings of displacement. Their feelings of displacement, and they run deep. We must pray for each other. And those people that are in Louisiana, you're being displaced, we feel you, we get it, and we understand. And we are praying for you. We're praying for you. And we're all experiencing displacement. I mean, we just was hijacked for 4 years by a president. Now throw it into another president. And I told you guys, we had a choice between two white people, two old white people. There's certain things that come with that. Two old white men. Come on, white women, you know what I'm talking about. Two old white men was our choices. That was it. That was the choice we had. How wonderful was that? 2 old white decrepit men. White women, can y'all help me? Because they don't understand like me and you understand as a black man, and you've been a white woman, and me been raised in a white community. Except for the alley in Fremont, there were black folk over there. We know in Eureka. We know about Belfast and all of them about white. We understand a certain kind of way. So then COVID came, slapped us across our face, changed our life forever. We couldn't go to church. We can't see each other smile. We don't know if I'm so glad that we can't smell each other's mouth, because some of y'all MOUF mouth rotten, tore my stomach up, burnt me deep down in my belly, rotten. So I'm not upset about that one, thank you, Jesus. But COVID has came and changed our entire life. We are displaced. There are feelings of the, I want you to write, I have feelings of displacement. If it's true, I want you to write, I have feelings of displacement. Yes, I do. Whether you just lost a loved one or not, whether you in Louisiana in this storm or not, COVID done hit you. You have feelings of displacement. I did not say you did not have faith. I did not say you ain't got the Holy Ghost. I did not say that you're not sane and you're not positive. But I am saying you got feelings of displacement. And that's why some of y'all be cutting up the way that you do and doing what you be doing in the comment section and giving for hell, because you got feelings of displacement and you need an outlet. You're doing this, that, and the other just to give yourself some dopamine and maybe some serotonin. And it's real. And I'm trying to tell you. If you have feelings of displacement, I want you to type it and I want you to hit like on this video. There are 1,882 of you right now. And if you have feelings of displacement, I want you to, they're going to put it in there. Put in there, and when you donate, whatever you donate, somebody going to call you. I see you, Prophetess Valerie. Thank you. I think it was $8.88. You put your number in there, they're going to call you. They're going to pray with you. Because we're going to deal with these feelings of displacement. We have them. This is what the reality is. One of my patrons, Joy, sending me information over one of their family members just missing, found the car, gone. Man, it's like everything happened all at the same time. But let me say this. And y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready? Are you ready for this? This displacement is divine. I want you to write divine displacement. This displacement is divine. Oh, yes, it is. After all of this is over, after the death, after COVID, after all this ligament, I'm telling you this here, we're going to find ourselves in a brand new place, and it's going to be better than what it was. Long time ago, wrote a song, Better Than Ever is on the way. I did darn clear. Better Than Ever is on the way. But let's continue to talk about what we are experiencing. Come to the kitchen table. Y'all come on to the kitchen table. Come on to the, it's 1,929 of you between YouTube and Facebook that's watching me right now. Go text somebody and tell them, come on to the kitchen table. We're going to talk about some of this stuff that's been going on. Monica White, I know that's right. Better Than Ever is on the way. Absolutely. Yes, it is. And at Houston, she declared it. It's on. Better Than Ever is on the way. Oh, yes, it is. Somebody said there's displacement in the church. The whole church has been displaced. Now, had they been listening to Larry Reid in 2015, they would have been already darn prepared for what was coming in 2020, because I told them to give, and I told them that they needed to get online and build in cyberspace and go beyond the four walls. But you're right, Curtis B4 Jr., but I just needed to beat my horn for a little bit. Beep, beep. I be wondering sometimes how come if you don't look a certain kind of way, if you don't believe and act a certain kind of way, folk will throw you away and miss the thus saith the Lord. And you could have been 5 years ahead and flourished in the time when other folk was fumbling around. Should have been listening. Should have been listening. All right. Let me get to what I'm saying. Okay, and then we got that whole displacement thing. Because we all in the displacement thing. Put your number in there when you donate so somebody can call you, help you pray through this thing, because touch and agree. All right. Everybody ain't got no prayer partner. You got a prayer partner, just send your donation and then call them. But put your number in there if you ain't. You get folk that got some prayer life with you. Okay. Now let's talk about, since we're talking about the COVID, I want to discuss the mask versus the unmasked, because this, or no mask. So I'm saying no mask versus the mask, because this is a whole problem. Did y'all look on my profile all week long? I've been sharing stuff as I'm doing all this other stuff I got going on. And 1 minute I'm posting, and you can hear where people are, especially, I'm going to say this, especially some of these white folk, white evangelicals, because white folk, white evangelicals, two different things. Let me say that one more time. White folk and white evangelicals, two different things. Two whole different things. There's white folk problems that we got in the world, and even the woke, awakened white people know. They say, yeah, we got Karens and we got Kens. No, we don't season our food well. We do better at baking than we do cooking. Y'all do the better cook. We got white folk issues. You know, sometimes we don't shower. We don't really like the showers every single day. You know, we do smell a certain kind of way when our hair get wet. That may remind y'all noses of puppies and dogs or hot dog water. You know. I mean, they white folk issues. I mean, they're black folk issues. We loud. We do express ourselves over and abundantly. And we are extra, and because our industry is so strong, if you see a group of us somewhere, your heart might flutter a little bit, because all that energy compounded together in one group. And we all talking around that can get a little, we got a little, you know, we don't like to be on time a whole lot of time. We don't like to be on time. And when it comes to reading, we rather you put it in a song and put it to a tune before we pay any attention to it. Or you tap some food to it, some laughter to it before we pay any attention. We got white folk problems and we got black folk problems. But there is a difference between white folk and white evangelicals. Two whole different things, and it seems like they is always the ones that's the no mask wearers. But have y'all been noticing that these no mask wearing evangelicals, they're starting to wake up dead? I don't know if y'all noticed that. And even they're cheering. Let's go back to what America's Black Prophet of God said about this time last year. He said things gonna start changing a certain kind of way. And it's going to get more serious when white babies are dying in the arms of white women. And I'm noticing now, we start to send a whole lot of these no maskers waking up dead. Waking up dead. Wake up one day, woke, living. Wake up the next day, you ain't woke, you dead. You look around and realize that ain't no more life in you no more. You done stepped up out your body, look back and said, Lord, I'm laying down there and I'm dead. And woke up dead. It's happening. Maybe now folk are starting to get some sense, because I do remember, I'm about to talk about, and I done discussed this about Paul S. Morton, his protocols. I read his protocols. And then we now start to see more preachers in the pulpit fussing. We even seen Bishop, what was her name? Bishop Vaughn, Carletta Vaughn. She said, I ain't praying for you if you ain't got no vaccine and ain't wearing your mask. You ain't wasting my time because you should have got your vaccine and you should have been wearing a mask. Y'all saw that post. So we see a little change this year as opposed to last year, because last year it wasn't up but me and E. Bernard Jordan that was in these streets. I started in February. That's right. And then now we're finding out the other prophets were getting visions months prior to that. They were buying masks and getting alcohol, 70%. You know, now that we done seen a whole lot of folk die, after about 5,000 people have died in certain organizations from going to funerals and church services, even when they were telling us not to. Now we see a different change. That tone done changed a piece. They got Coletta Bond, Bishop Morton, and then this woman here. Listen to what this woman said. I just posted her earlier there. I don't know who she is, but listen to what she said.
And these lying apostles telling God's people to take your mask off. Glory to God. That God said take your mask off. That's not what God said. God said back in March 2020, we have to wear masks like a garment.
Clearly, she's the LRL, or the Holy Ghost told her the same thing. But if you go back, somebody said, ain't no prophet's been telling people to take their mask off. I'm so glad that's what you said. Farther down on my page, I don't know who this man is, but listen to what he said.
When you take your mask off and call for help loud as you can, God spoke to me and told me, why I'm in the house with a whole bunch of believers? Somebody gonna tell me we gotta be with, have wisdom and knowledge. It's the principalities of the air.
COVID is the principality of the air.
Tell your neighbor, say neighbor. Because I gotta obey the prophet. I can't get sick. Pull your mask down real quick.
So she won't lie, because now this here prophet told them, you got to obey the prophet, take your mask off. Taking authority over the air. Who do we believe? And who is hearing from the Lord? One prophet say, put your mask on. The other prophet said, don't. You got Pastor Greg Lott is telling everybody. He was on LRL in 2016, so he ain't going to change what he believes. Trust me, he is not changing what he believes. I was able to sit there and talk to him, interview him. He is not changing what he believes. Do we wear a mask or not? Larry Reid Live, what do you say? I say you do what you want to do, but as for me and my house, we getting vaccines, we getting booster shots, we taking K2D3 every single day, we taking thousands upon thousands of vitamins. Yes, that's right, we're doing that, and we're doing it every single day, every during day. We're doing every kind of treatment that they are putting out, the monoclonal, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do that. We're going to do every little thing that is possible. We're going to take every vitamin known demand that's going to boost the immune system. We're going to do the Listerine stuff that Tiphani be talking about. We're going to do everything. We're going to gargle. We're going to make sure we gargle with peroxide. We're going to do everything up on the sun to make sure that COVID is going to have to go through hell to attach itself to our body. We're going to coat ourselves in the blood and the love of Jesus Christ, and we're going to declare the blessings of the Lord over our house, and we're going to put the blood over the doorpost, and we're going to say, vaccinate me, Jesus, with your blood and power. Oh, vaccinate me, Jesus, right now. Oh, vaccinate me, Jesus. Vaccinate me, Jesus. Vaccinate me, Jesus, right now. We're going to do everything up on the sun we can do. COVID going to have to go through hell. We're going to make it hard. And we're going to take tests for folk come up in our house. You ain't got no excuse. Go to Amazon.com and get you some. If you ain't got no connection with no doctor like I do, you go to Amazon, get you some. Make the folk wear a mask. I'm just trying to tell you. That's what Larry Reid is going to do for me in my house. There are 2,272 watching me between YouTube and Facebook. I need all of y'all to hit like and share so all of my followers can come up here and have this conversation with me because it's about to get gooder. And some stuff, ooh, Chidlam, thank you so much. She's talking about that divine displacement where she sold $88.88 into the ministry. Somebody's going to be calling you and pray with you. Thank you so very much. That's our way of saying thank you. Let me tell you that. You said sing the song one more time. Vaccinate me, Jesus, with your blood. We're talking about a heavenly vaccination. We're not talking about Pfizer. Now, we do know Pfizer has been FDA approved along with that monoclonal thing. But what y'all got to understand that both of them are emergency remedies. So this approval is really just like an extension. So we singing, vaccinate me, Jesus, with your blood and power. Oh, vaccinate me, Jesus, right now. Vaccinate me, Jesus. Vaccinate me, Jesus. Vaccinate me, Jesus, right now. That's what we singing. Get it down in your spirit and ask the Lord for a heavenly dose and booster that come from the throne room of Jesus Christ and put it in my blood, put it in my blood, put it in my blood, put it in my blood. Because we don't know about these doctors down here. This is just Fauci and them. You got one doctor over there saying the Fauci line, the Fauci saying their line, and another doctor say, okay, don't take the thing because it's going to change your DNA. You put that over there. That's why folk dying of blood clots. But folk getting blood clots before they get the vaccination because this was happening last year. Now everybody's saying the blood clots is happening as a result of the vaccination. And all that, and the spike there in the back. I know the stuff that may happen as a result. But if you doing right, what I told y'all to do last August, you drinking half your body weight in water. You taking 10,000 steps a day. You taking 10,000 vitamin D3 along with the K2, make sure there ain't no calcium buildup. You taking 1,000 upon 1,000 of vitamin C every single day. And your zinc. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. And for the part that you ain't too sure about, that's what I gave y'all that psalm for. It's a prayer. What a person sing is what they pray. That's why I don't sing everything. Because I know that singing is a prayer. And when I sing, I pray. So you take that song, tuck it down there in your spiritualizations, and you make sure you sing it over again because you is asking the Lord to give you a vaccination that Fauci and them don't know nothing about. And y'all understand what I'm saying? So as relates to the mask and the unmasked, wear your mask, wash your ass. Let me just put that down in your spirit with the song. Wear your mask, wash your ass. What did I say? I said wear your mask and wash your ass. And I think you do those two things. You put them two things together. I think you're going to be all right. Thank you, Jesus. I feel that. I feel a selah. Oh my God. I felt a selah. I do believe that with the Lord. Oh, Lord. Don't make me open up the reading room on you, baby mama. Talking about my volume halfway and you still loud. When I'm loud. Somebody had enough know to come up under my preaching clip from the Reformation Expense Mouth. Why are you screaming? Cause I scream when I say what I mean. What did I say? Wear your mask, wash your ass. I think that's what the Lord never want me to tell y'all. I know that's what my nose want y'all to know, because your breast ain't wearing a mask over there, and wash your hands. And then you also need to wash your hands. Wash your hands, y'all. Wash your hands. Oh, we ain't got no time for nobody dying. Oh, wash your hands, y'all. Wash your hands. Oh, we ain't got no time for nobody dying. Hallelujah. All right, that's the mask. I can't get off this subject. Somebody refused to wear their mask, and this is a warning. Thank you, Brittany. And this is a warning for you to wear your mask, wash your hands. All right? All right, so I think we got that part. Now, I tell y'all what, it's all over the internet. It ain't really like I'm coming to tell you something you don't know unless you don't be paying attention. There are 2,273 of you watching. 2,273 you watching. Hit like and hit share so I can make sure everybody that follow my platform on YouTube and Facebook can hear what I'm saying. All right, and I'm gonna go live after this in Patreon, I do believe. All right, so let me get to the next thing. Well, everybody know who Kanye West is. Kanye West, black man, that rapper, then turned into all this other stuff. But he make a whole lot of money. He make real good with the music. He write really good. He's talented. He's a Gemini, so you know one side of he's a little bit of a nut. All Geminis are a little bit sketchy, but when the Gemini really focus in on, they are like they can create and make. They are just phenomenal. When a Gemini is able to really focus and understand their yin and yang, they're really, 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 really. Wait a minute, Christy, for real? You suffer with blood clots, and I have to give myself a shot every day in my stomach before COVID came. You notice some other things you can do when it comes to, aside from taking aspirin, when it comes to clotting. Look into some naturopathic solutions alongside of what you have going on. Okay? All right, so anyway, what was I talking about? Lord of mercy. Oh, Kanye. So now Kanye, very talented, Gemini, you know, him and Kim Kardashian, I think they're going through little some changes in their relationship. But they still got children, so they're still a family. Family is going to look totally different in the future because me and my baby mama really is trailblazers when it comes to that. When the same home raising our girls, I hope the hearing be over. Oh Lord Jesus, but I love them though. But one of them get on my nerves so much, but I love them though. And it probably ain't nice to say, but hell, it is what it is. The truth. You know, when you are trying to do so many different things for the Lord and for business, and then you got your children showing their whole hand out here in these streets, you be like, now, I had them for what? Then the very next day, you look at them and they say, Daddy, and your heart melts, and you want to get in the world. I feel like I am schizophrenic. And had I not had them children, I would feel like I got some sense. But now that I got the children, one of them texted me today, one that always doing something. I mean, the whole time she texted me, my heart fluttering, and I'm like, my baby. And at that same moment, she could be somewhere in the house smoking weed that she done got delivered from somebody that threw her over the gate, and she went out there. You just never know with her. So sometimes I be wondering, Lord, how many more years is this for they at my house? How many? Lord? How many, Lord? How many? But family in the future going to look totally different. That's really what Kanye and what's the name got going on. And I don't care if any of y'all judge me for anything that I said. I don't care. This is my mouth, and I say what I want to say. And I really don't care what anybody say about me on the internet streets. Yeah, she better not smoke me. One time she snuck two different boys in the house, and one of them she snuck in there twice. Lost her virginity in my house upstairs for sneaking somebody. I think they did it. No, they did it at my house. Before we had installed them 39 cameras around there. I wish somebody would have. I check the camera system every single day now. The one on my phone and the one that's in the control room, we got Nancy in there looking at every day, going back and see what y'all done did. Lord have mercy, Jesus. But I love them. And it made me feel like I'm crazy. Y'all parents don't ever feel like that. You look at your child like, God is the best thing in the world. There's nothing like parenting. Then you look the next day like, there's something else I could be doing with my time. I know there's something else that I could be doing besides this. And now I got a whole bill because of this person. Oh my God. Caroline said, why are you telling all her stuff? Wow. Well, you know, I am a public figure, and the more I share openly, the better. Just simple as that. And it's my life, and it's what I do, and it's my calling. And I always tell them, if you don't want to be a part of that, you are always welcome to leave. But until then, my business and everybody else in my life business is going to be Larry Live content. If you're going to get the benefit of Larry Live, you're going to have to deal with the repercussions. It's just how it is. She might not want the world to know she was fricking. Oh, well, oh, hell. You shouldn't have did it. You didn't want nobody to know. You know who your daddy is. You a whole mess. But thanks be to God, as far as I know, unless her mama hid it from me and she know and I don't know, she ain't did it no more. So her Hamlin is broke. But I think she'll learn, because now that boy, they ain't fooling up no more. See, this is why I be trying to tell them, listen to your mama and your daddy. We done did this stuff. Now, some of the stuff we ain't never did before because it's just totally different. There's whole new demons with these young children. All right. And it may be very new for you guys out here, but as Tara nicely put it, I have a 12-episode show called Reading Things My Way. We start back taping in December. And with what I'm building here in Charlotte, everything connected to it, and there's some other stuff I have to do in Hollywood, you can believe that Reading Things My Way Part 2 is going to be off the chain. But the great thing about Reading Things My Way Part 2 is that it will not be behind a paywall. It's going to be out here for everybody. But behind the scenes stuff is still going to be over there for patrons only. All right. And if you want to know how to watch Reading Things My Way, read up on the description on this here video. So Kanye, his children, and Kim them, and got to deal with her mom and them, all that. That is something he had to deal with for the rest of his life. There's 2,405 of you watching me, and there are only 309 of you that has hit like. And even less of you have sent $8.88. Y'all some stingy motherfuckers. Why not get on your device and hit like? If you ain't gonna send no money, do something. Do something. I'm sitting talking to you and screaming to the top of my voice and other stuff I need to be doing and entertaining you and telling you stuff. And you having a fun time in my comment section. Act like it. That's why God don't bless some of y'all. You take. And don't never put nothing else in. But anyway, I still only have to talk like this to patrons because see, they walk in the spirit. Their paper Bible say they're secular, but their paper Bible say. Y'all folk out here, y'all I don't understand. But anyway, let's go on. Thank you, Colette. So he done had himself drop down, elevated, levitated. Thank you so much, Narketa. Right there in the middle of the big dome there in the Danita CD. Y'all coming in now. Sometimes you just sometimes you need a little encouragement. Thank you so much. And make sure you put your number in there so somebody call you. And I see you share it. Thank you. If y'all not sending $8.88 like default or $12.88, why ain't you hitting like? Oh, I saw the lights went up. Oh, the lights went up by 180. All right, keep on hitting them lights. I'm gonna keep on talking. All right, I'm gonna get back to the thing. I ain't gonna fuss no more. All right, so he got folk coming out there in the middle of COVID, tens and tens of thousands, and his music came on. Well, the album done dropped. Donda. Thank you, Deirdre. Donda. Is that right? I think his done drop. Well, Roletta, Felicia, I see y'all. In the midst of the celebrations of his CD, there was a song that was sung by Bree Babby. I ain't saying the last name. I'm not going to put myself out there and spit all over my laptop. And this is my travel laptop. And y'all know Max is high. So I'm not going to sit here and try to say that girl last name be spit all over everything and messed around, executed myself. I don't know why her last name is thrown out there like that with all them letters and a pure X in there that you can't even hear. So why you putting it in there for? I don't understand why folk do this to their name. So Bree Babby, and mind you, I did say she's the gospel friend. You know, you remember the Mississippi Mass Choir, the little boy that's saying, God's eyes on the sparrow, and I know. Well, he grew up and he became, you know, the guy that song. What's that song that was his hit? What was Brian's hit? I'm turning away from my turning away to the way, turning away. I'm turning away. And he turned away from Bree Babino. So they broke up. Next thing you know, he got with Tiphani. Morara. I think that's another one. Their last name, I don't know what it is. I'm so glad my name is Larry Reid. 3 syllables. All of you with all these extra syllables in your name, go down there to the what's the name and change it, because this is going to be a problem as time go along. People like me that have speech impediments, I cannot be saying y'all name. You need to come up with a stage name or something with less all this extra, like we overseas somewhere. We as Americans. Now they go get y'all some American names, some simple names. I know I'm African American, and our names over there in Africa is all Zibibiwe. What's her name? Zibibiwe. From the tribe of Zabakalabo. Well, I am African American. And my lips cannot be saying all them syllables. So she Bree Babby. That's what she is. Because I'm be spit all over everything in there. The spit. Turn up my tongue like that. I can't do that kind of stuff. I'm in the Holy Ghost. My tongue don't do all that. Well, there is other times my tongue do, but that's another kind of ghost. It's all the same energy. But anyway, just in case my mama watching, let me get off that topic because she be clicked off. What was I gonna say? So he turned away from her, went about his business and fell into Tiphani Marara, and then she fell in love with somebody. But there was some videos. She always be out there singing. The girl can't sing. She can't sing. And so she was singing a song, make me over, make me over, make me over, make me over. Oh God, I want you to make me over. Oh God, I need you to make me over. I mean, just singing. And she meaning that thing to be, God, take me, flip me, remake me, make me better than what I was before here. And I think that's very good. Remember what I say is that what you sing is what you praying, and singing is a prayer. So anyway, when he was opening up and then the CD dropped, everybody said, oh my God, oh, he stole that from Bree Babino, maybe, oh my God. But when I heard it, I already know, and the evidence is on her IG, because she made a post. Let me tell you a post she made. I'm about to read the post. Here is the post. It's coming right up to you, because we don't discuss nothing that is not in publications. What it is, folks just don't like when we start discussing what they done put out there. Look like she done deleted it. Wait a minute. Yep. She done deleted it. I am so glad that she did. Well, the post that she had made, she was saying something like, I wish I had been contacted before this was put out. It would at least been nice that my voice was being used. And everybody and their mammy was up under that comment section, especially in the gospel music entertainment arena, saying, oh my God, wow, I can't believe this happened. I said, okay, all y'all got church brain, because we talking about Kanye versus Bree Babby. Kanye versus Bree Baby. Kanye versus Bree Baby. I went up in the comments and I said, baby girl, Bree, please do not take the route of lawyers and all that kind of stuff. Everybody talking about lawyer up, lawyer up, lawyer up, lawyer up. I said, do not take this route because this will work out for you better in the end. That's what I said. Then no sooner than I hit send and post this to her thing, I said, they ain't gonna be smart to do that. Don't do that. Don't let the church people get you in trouble. Because church has a certain way they think. I call it church brain. It ain't too smart. It ain't too smart. In fact, it's a sickness, a mental illness. And so anyway, then when I hit that, I said, wait a minute. Why is she talking about using her voice when it ain't her darn song she's singing? I said, this stupid. Another case of stupidity. Seems like somebody, and we love Bree Baby, but this is what I think. How come ain't nobody on her team got no better sense than tell her to make that post? I would say, take that down off of that IG. Give me your phone. And don't you post. And another thing without you going through PR and publicists to make sure you was out there and you messing up stuff, you can fuck up the church's money. Go on somewhere, sit down, hush, and be honored and thankful unto him and bless his name. Why? For the Lord is good unto you by letting them take the way that you sung somebody else's song and then they use it that way. Now, give me your phone. I would have snatched that phone so fast, gonna give her a whiplash in her wrist. Ain't no way in hell. I wish they'd call and clear me. So I went on about my day. And then somebody sent me a little thing from the Shade Room. Shout out to the Shade Room. Called the Shade Room because they are Jesus loving people over there. I know y'all don't believe it. Every once in a while they'll post a little bit, let you know, we love the Lord and encourage you a little piece. And they love the church stuff, but they do the entertainment stuff, more so secularly. I am the one that do the church stuff whenever I feel like it. But some of y'all get my nerves sometimes. I don't even talk about y'all men so much because you're boring. But anyway, and shout out to the Shade Room for posting my interview with Michelle and really giving me my props because you could have not done it like some other outlets did it. And that's fine if they want to do that. But thank you. And TMZ and E! News and everybody else that did it. Okay, so somebody sent me a little something from Shade Room. And look at here. It is BSlade. And he says, because remember, she talking about not getting clear to use her voice. BSlade says, and this blesses me. For you that do not know, BSlade is Tony Anthony Williams. His stage name in gospel was Tony. Then when he left gospel, started doing all sorts of kind of music, he do BSlade. But now in BSlade, he is slaying everybody singing whatever come out of his mouth because he is a pure alien. Let me tell y'all what the truth is. Let me tell you what the truth is. I'm going to say this. The truth and the reality is that BSlade, aside from any personal things that may be at work that we don't know between him and Jesus, one of the reasons why he is not like a household name is really because in fault, I think in part, and how we have not put him front and center when we should have. If you go to BSlade CD, they're out the box and play it against anything that's released. How many years later is that? That's only be about 15 years. The boy is in the future and his voice is from the future. BSlade vocally, creatively, got to be top 3 best. Hold on. Vocally, top 5 in the world, period. Top 5, period. I don't care what you say. Now, see, what you say don't matter as much as what I say. Let me tell you why. because I try to dance around and critique stuff that I got some ability to do. No, y'all like to critique stuff and you ain't got no experience in it. Well, I actually am a Stellar Award nominated artist and I write and produce music. So I can talk about this and I pay a darn attention. BSlade is one of the top 5 voices in our world. Now I'm including these classical voices, R&B, gospel, period. That's just it. This little girl, Bree Babbitt, I don't know. Give me your phone. Why did you put that out there and then Shane reposted? Then you got BSlade. BSlade came in. This is what he said. But you didn't call me to clear your version of the song that was sampled though. Then didn't do this emoji. Oh, I love this emoji. You were discovered. Ooh, there's a little shade in this. Wait. I read it too fast. You were discovered by doing a rendition of a song that I wrote 100%. Actually, Tony, that's 200% because the song had 200%. So Kanye stole nothing because he came to the rightful owner of the song legally. Let's all be clear. That was first tweet. Tweet number 2 was, it's the way folks try to erase me out of the equation for me. Oh. Then yes, right. Out the box, 2004. If you don't have the out the box CD and the VHS when it came out to get the DVD ship, this is years ago. This is 2021. What? It's almost 20. This almost 20 years ahead. Now there are only a few of us like this now, and we are prophets. Oh, well, y'all not gonna understand what I'm about to say. I'm just gonna say it. I explain it to patrons. And most time, prophets are not handled properly in their own country. We all know that this came from the future when we first heard it and should have won every award everywhere. Kendra said, Larry, you so messy. Your mammy is messy. I love it, but I don't know which way you're coming. If you be playing or you being serious, I'm just it's clap back season. Hell. We all know. But y'all got distracted when he said, I like a little ping every now and again. We don't care no more how you like to have sex. We want to know, are you a good American citizen? Do you love the Lord? Do you have a prayer life? Are you out there frolicking in this bed or that bed? Or are you practicing holiness? Like Bishop Yvette Flunder said, are you holy and with one person? I can work with you. Everybody can't, but that's just what I say. I can work with you. Got distracted after Lexi put him out on her show. Well, some folks say she put him out. Some folks say that he wanted her to put it out. Hell, we don't know till we sit down with both of them and ask. I would love to sit between Lexi and Tony and have them to have that conversation on the Larry Live new show. In the other part of the studio. Ooh, that's going to be pretty. I got to tell y'all about that. And that's when she was saying, little girl, you should have shut up. Just shut up, Bree Babby. Bree Babby. I'm so glad you erased it, but Shade Room done grab that thing, snatch it up, it's out there forever for us to talk about. It was dumb. You should have never said nothing. So that's the problem. When you the best and you surrounded by everybody else, but you the best, people don't always, shoot it to you straight. And then if you happen to have a little strand of pride or arrogance and ego, It doesn't make it worse. God would have quickly told you, said, Gary, you can sing, but darn, you ain't all that. And it ain't your darn song, no way. Huh? Fire me if you want to. At least I told you the truth. Oh my God. We have a tendency of overlooking the great talents like BSlade and Keisha Grandy. You know who she is. Don't give me a mansion on top of the hill. Don't give me the world. I don't know the rest of the words right now in this moment, but you know, we know still silver and gold. Silver and... Why she got to fight her way to the top and to have her music heard? When her voice, we know Kurt Franklin, he wrote it, God bless him and all of them. And we know Tamala Man as a result. Thank you, Kurt. But we also know Keisha. It's time to hear more. Ah, Lord have mercy. With the shallow thrill. That's it, Lakeisha. But just give me a savior. My life he can. Is it mold or whole? What's the next line? I know the next part. I'd rather have Jesus than silver or gold. And gold. I woke up one morning. I was feeling kind of down. I called on my best friend. That would be Shamako for me. And she said who would be Lisa for she? She could not be found. And she do the growl. When she get loud like me, her voice go growly too. Actually, I think she turned hers on and off like the Clark sisters. I can always turn mine on and off. If I take in the air and I holler, it just come out with a growl. But I called on Jesus. Hold on, I messed the song up. Silver and gold, my life he can hold. I'd rather have Jesus than silver. Though I'm hollering at these white folk condos. Than silver or gold. Silver. Thank you, Jesus. Now, wait a minute. I'd rather have Jesus than silver. I'd rather have Jesus and silver and gold. Cause remember, what you saying is a prayer. I'm about to change these words because I want Jesus and the silver and gold. I'd rather have Jesus and silver and gold and gold. I want both of them. I would like to have both of them, Lord, and them. I want you to hear my prayer I'm saying. I'd rather have Jesus and silver and gold. Thank you, Lord. All right, I want everybody to hit like and hit share. There are 2,395 of you that is up here watching me at this time. And if you have laughed a little bit or been informed and entertained, you should hit that Cash App. Y'all put it in there and tell them what it is. It's the $ MBN network or anything else. $8, $12, whichever one you decide to do. Ow! Yes, Lord. I would like to have all of them. What would you like? Jesus and silver and gold. What would you like to have? Jesus and Mercedes and Maserati and Bentley and Rolls Royce. What would you like to have, sir? What would you like to have? If the angels came down right now and says, hi, Larry, I would like to take your order. What would you like to have? Yes, I would like to have Jesus and silver and gold. I know what Keisha and Kurt Franklin says Jesus or silver and gold. I would like to have Jesus and silver and gold. Yes, I would like to have Jesus and Mercedes and Rolls Royce and some diamonds, and some gold. Can I have it all? And I hear something out the spirit right now. Something just hit me. He said, yes, you can. Ah! If you believe it, type in there and say, yes, yes, I can. You can have all of it. You can have it all. We don't serve a God this or that. It's this and that. Let's see if I can look in your spirit and see if you're getting this. He's this and that. That close, I look like Kobe Mitchell. That they on the let me back up. That ain't quite how I look in real life. All right, anyway. I see you say, yes, I can, 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 yes, I can. You can have both. Give me the cake and let me eat it. I know that's right. Okay, now let me get back to let me get to this. Now it's time to have this conversation. This thing has not ended. Has it been a week since when Prophet Brian Corn came out and said that the Lord told, hold on, he didn't say the Lord. He was very careful in the words that he said, but he was still giving it like a prophecy. Wait a minute, let me go get it so you know what I'm talking about. I'll be right back, I'm coming. I'd rather have Jesus and silver and gold. Speaking of gold, ladies and gentlemen, there was a prophetic word that was given, and the prophetic word was to go buy gold or yellow, listerin. Why? Because it kills the COVID, and you just need to swish around in your mouth several times a day, especially if you're going outdoors amongst the people. Kill it right there in your face. We always knew that this right here will kill anything, called will burn us to death. And so Prophet Brian Corn stands up. First of all, on August the 4th, Tiphani Montgomery. She said, Lord told me XYZ, and I don't know why he told me this, but this is what I believe. Da, 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 da. If she'd done a little bit of Googling, she would have found out that the CDC has said this months prior. But like I said on my last live, I felt like that she hadn't read that and was not trying to come to us and give us a prophetic word, and it's something she already done read from the CDC. Then come to find out after she did her live, and there are people in this live who've known me for several years. It wasn't until recent years I started watching the news. For over 20-something years, I never watched the news because I would always get visions and I would get insight concerning the future. And then it would show up on the news, and Vincent was one of the main people who would come and tell me, what you dreamed, what has just happened. Thank you, Angelique, for $8.88. Make sure your phone number's in there when you're sitting in. So anyway, Larry, just a reminder to use gender neutral language. You have been doing great. Someone think, I be trying, Derek. I be trying. That's one of our patrons now. That's one of our patrons. Because in Patreon, we got every different type and kind of person that is in there. And I make sure I'm using language to talk to the whole world. No matter who you is, I'm going to talk to you about Jesus, though. No matter how you identify, not binary, non-binary, trans, they or them, whichever. Jesus is the best thing that can ever happen to you mentally and emotionally. Now, I'm not talking about the white Christianity Jesus. I'm talking about Palestinian, brown, African Jesus. The real God of the Bible. You got to search in the book to find him. You just read at face value, you can end up a black, white evangelical. But you got to study and pray in tongues. If you pray in tongues, type in the chat, I pray in tongues. So that's what the problem is. Because it's the biblication said when you pray In the spirit, you build up yourself in the most holy faith. When a man prayed, he don't even be knowing what he be saying, but he be praying perfectly. The mysteries. It connects you to the spirit. It don't matter what they told you God said and what they said God was saying through that passage of scripture. The Holy Ghost will talk to you, say, oh, that ain't what God was saying through that scripture. I was saying this here. That's why you got to be filled up. What? Filled up. What? Filled up with the Holy Ghost. It was the Holy Ghost, according to Tiphani, that told her about this here, Listerine. August the 4th. Then, last weekend before last, Brian Conway preached somewhere, and he said the same thing she said, word for word. Like Whoopi said in Ghost, which I might watch that tonight. I love when she say word for word. I mean, you can hear her say the W, the O, R, and the D. And that always stuck out to me. The only other person that speak that clear is Twinkie. Pay attention to Twinkie Clark. She always says her consonants. And as a result, she sings she has the best diction of the Clark sisters. Word for word. So anyway, you know what? Because I wear these plastic things in my teeth now, because they're trying to straighten before I get my veneers, I can't bite my fingernails. And as a result, my fingernails look longer than what they're supposed to be as a young man. I want y'all to know that I'm not becoming a trans woman. My nails can't be bit, so I got to go and let Cheng them, whoever, cut them down. But anyway, so then he came. This is long. Why am I so long tonight? I got to hurry up and finish. Verbatim. Oh my God. Oh my God. Verbatim. Prophet Brian Carn parroted what she said. Now we know, according to his video, that now he's taken down, but I remember what it said. He said that somebody told him this, and this is somebody he respects. You know, the prophets get on the phone sometimes, you know, when it comes to, and they have these prophetic conclaves, and they have to go around the world and they preach and prophesy, and there's certain things that they share amongst each other that God had told them, so they parroted. And that's okay if when you are sharing the word, you're sharing it in a way that lets people know, you know, this is what the Lord is saying to the body of Christ. You know, I would even say, you know, this is another prophet that shared this with me that I respect, and I believe this is the word of the Lord. But Brian Keith Carn, he said it and packaged it in a way to where it was like he was receiving this from the Lord. At least that's what it seemed like, whether he meant to or not. So anyway, he did it. Now, I made the post about her prophetic word, and everybody went up under there and talked about Brian. So then I came back and made another post, say, okay, they saying Brian took this from. So then I reached out to both of them. And that's when Brian told me what he ended up telling you guys on the live, was that he was repeating somebody. And he said that he don't know with ego or pride on the reason why he packaged it the way that he packaged it. He should have said this particular person he heard it from. So he said they could have heard it from Tiphani, or they read it off the CDC, or whatever. Point is, you said what somebody else said that God said, and you said it in a way like you said it. Well, if you go back to the whole witchery thing that he said he did not do, and I want to be very clear, that Brian Keith Carn said he did not copy the witch, that witches copy him. I never believed it. He says I should not say on my platform that I don't believe it because I forgot what he said, but don't matter because it's my platform. Don't matter. I'm doing what I want to say anyway. And I don't hate him. In fact, I find him, when I talk to him, you know, I'm not a person to where I don't like people. So I look for what I like or what I can like. And it's probably because of my job. It's probably just how I am. I don't know. I have to ask somebody that pays attention to me from the outside. I pay attention to me from the inside. I look for what I can sit with, what I can even learn from. And let me tell you why I like Brian Carn. Listen to me. I had a vision about Brian Carn. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all raggedy listeners are going to take this back to him and say it a whole nother way. And he's going to call me and worry me in the middle of the night. I had a vision about him, and I told them it was me and my mom in this dream. My mom is a prophet. And in this dream, Carn was preaching, and my mom she liked Carn. And I was saying, Mama, why you been drawn to this man? Now, at this time, I didn't have any feelings towards Brian Carn, even though I knew some stuff that he had done in the flesh. But I see so many people do so many different things. I ain't think nothing of it. He's just somebody who done something wrong. Got caught. But he was singing. I've told this before. And he was singing. And boy, in the dream, now I didn't even know till later on that he really could do this. In the dream, it just sounded like old church. I mean, and I remember in the dream feeling, oh my God, I see why Mama is. And she was coming up in line and he was about to prophesy to her. And I stopped her because while she was heading towards her, she was dressed in all maroon. I looked at him and the spirit said, he is an octopus. And when I looked, I seen all these tentacles come out. And I said, an octopus? And so I later understood that the octopus has two hearts. And God told me the two hearts that were battling in the inside of him. So when we first spoke, me being the kind of person I am, thank you, Kathy, for $8.88. I think I probably told this with patrons and never told it publicly. And I told him the year it was and the time it was, da-da-da-da-da. And he said, I accept. And he began to explain, if my memory serves me, about where he was at that time, what he went through with the church and how they did him and what he was thinking. And I understood. And I said, now, let me tell you this. I said, now, don't you tell me no lie about nothing ever. I said, and we'd be all right. He said, there ain't no need to be, no. So I do not know the Brian Carn that people have experienced of the lying and the deception and the deceit and the manipulation. I'm talking about what people say. The manipulation. I haven't experienced that. Do I know people who say that they have? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. And I do believe that if I had chest meat and a puss, and if I was infatuated, oh, thank you, Ricky, whoever that was, $88.88. I hope you put your name in there so they can call you. Or somebody asking, how can they send the $8.88? Kendall, can you put it in there so I can post it up under my thing? Oh, here it is. I see. And all different ways. You do all different kind of ways. And put your number in it, though. Do I feel like I would have a different Brian Carn story? Absolutely. Because I know what I know. That's all I'm going to say it like that. That's it. And I say pray for him. And pray for me. And pray for Tiphani. And pray for Bernard Jordan. And any other person that you know is a prophet, whether you think their prophet classification is false or truly a prophet of God. When I say God, I'm talking about Jesus Christ. Because we need, for the future that I see, we need all prophets to be submitted to the Spirit of Jesus Christ, saying and speaking what he is saying, and to be a demonstration in the world that is forming, that's coming from the future. So I say pray. That's what I say. I'm able to get on the phone with Brian Karn. I could pick up the phone and probably call his arch enemy right now, which is Demetrius Senegal, where that whole stuff that happened. I can get on the phone and call probably any. Let me just take it up higher. I'm just coming out of that word. I can get on the phone, call Tiphani. I can get on the phone and call anybody in the church that you can think of without revealing who I know, and I'm in a text and phone call relationship with. There's nobody probably in gospel music or in gospel preaching that cannot call or text me. I'm not going to say their name. I know that many of these people are full of shit. Let me take this down while I say this. Let me repeat. Because of who I am as a person, not this job, because this is connections I had prior to this job for Larry Live. I was about pastor for 20 years. Remember that. And then gospel music. There's probably nobody in gospel music or the gospel word ministry that you revere or is worth their weight, that I have not had some kind of personal tie and probably am not in a text, phone call, conversation type of relationship with. Let me say that. And I am able to be fully me. And even tell them, bro, you da 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 da. And they still at least don't feel threatened to call me. And I know they full of shit, live raggedy. I wouldn't trust them around my enemies. If I wouldn't trust them around my daughters. Because I know that character is shot and towed down. The gift, one thing. And some of them so crafty with it. I wondered if the gift even come from God, or is this an anointing from hell? Because how can you do that and be this? I just don't know. Because mine don't operate like that. If I'm not praying, seeking God's face, my eyes is shut. Well, I don't even know if it would be, because I ain't never tried it. Because when I gave him my life at 15 years old, hallelujah, I kept my hands in his hands. My God. Now, Kendra, that's interesting. You done said something a little off before. I would like for you to come on camera and tell me why you think Tiphani and Brian should go and sit down. I would like to know why you think both of them should go and sit down. I just listened Bree's part that was sampled in Kanye's song and Bree's explanation on her post. She said that she never claimed that Make Me Over was hers. It's Tone's song sampled was Think That. Either way, it was stupid for Bree Babby. And I'm pretty sure her publicist is giving her 2 middle fingers and says, you ever give me that phone. You ever get up there and do nothing like that again, we got to clean up. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Did I finish that story? Cheering, I think I'm done. Hold on, I'm gonna put the link up here. Anybody want to come in here and tell me what you think about the Tiphani and Brian or the Bree Babby and the BSlade and Kanye thing? I'm gonna put the link right here, and I'm gonna take a few of you and just copy the link and put it in your thing, and tell me what you think. You gotta tell me your name, where you're calling from, and then in 1 minute, tell me what you gotta tell me. All right. And I want that Kendra to come in here and tell me why you said what you said about what's her name. And let's be clear, God can tell a prophet something that you may know through science, but they don't know. And they parrot it. That's the prophetic. The word of the prophetic. Because most prophets have these two gifts, the word of knowledge and the word of wisdom. And the word of knowledge is supernatural ability to know knowledge that you don't know by the natural. So that can happen. All right, I'm waiting on you. Victoria, I did not say Bree was wrong. I said Bree was stupid. Let me be clear. I did not say Bree was wrong. Give me your phone. I said she was stupid. And I put up on her post, don't you go there, everybody telling you about lawyer up, that's dumb. Oh my Lord. All right, Alicia Whitfield, tell me what you think.
When I heard Prophetess Brian Corn, to me, he came from a place.
Wait, you said prophetess, it's prophet.
Prophet. Okay. He came from a place of humility. He was humble, and he apologized. And I thought it was authentic. I thought it was true. I thought the way what he said and how he explained it, he was real. And he apologized, and it's all for him. It's all for him.
I would have to agree that he was apologetic.
Yeah.
I would have to agree that he was apologetic.
Yeah. He was apologetic. Like he said, he may have done it out of flesh, and I think he did. Mm-hmm. I think he did. I think a lot of prophets have a tendency, sometimes can be, with a group of people and a whole crowd, we can sometimes be within our flesh. I think he should have acknowledged, like you said, that he had got it from another prophet. Just own up to where you got it from. Don't try to make it your own, because it wasn't your own.
Do you think, Alicia, in his apology, that there were some things that he said that Tiphani could have taken offense to?
She did take an offense.
Okay.
She took an offense because she had no mercy and no grace. And I have a problem with people thinking people are God. Mm-hmm. Give him a little grace, whether you like the man or not.
Got it.
Because you're not God. You're a prophet just like him, and there's nobody that's infallible. Who are we? All make mistakes and all need prayer. And she's a young person in Christ, a young prophetess in Christ. And I'm not down on her, but I just thought she was so hard on him. And I don't know if he's done some things to her in the past, because she did say he knew her and all of this. So, I don't know what that all was about, but my thing is, give people grace. We all are infallible. We all make mistakes. The last time I looked, the only perfect man was God the Father.
And that's he said not to call me good.
Right.
Alicia Whitfield, I thank you for sharing. I'm going to tell you why I thank you so much for coming in and sharing. Because you are speaking your opinion and you don't care what the comments are saying. You don't care.
I really don't.
I love people like that. I love people like that.
I really don't, because it's my opinion and my opinion only.
What city you in?
Your city, Goldsboro, North Carolina.
That's where I'm from.
I know where you're from, Larry.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Right. I won't put it on blast.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I love people like that. Listen, when you can tell, and that's the reason why I like Tiphani so much. I didn't talk a lot about her. I'm putting the link down here for you to come in. You'll be in the green room till I hit you. Reason why I like Tiphani, because she is so straightforward and strong, and I believe she's a prophet, and I love it. I love that she, like, this is my opinion. This is where I come from. This is what I think. And I ain't in y'all system. I ain't in y'all buddy system. I make my own coin. I make my own money. I'm unblackballable. I love that kind of boss talk. And she got nice lips and teeth. And that's all I have to say about that. Okay, let's see. Jason Moore, where you calling from? Tell me what you think. Oh Lord, he hung up. What happened? Okay, I'm putting the link in here. Y'all too scared to come on Larry Live platform? I'm waiting. Are y'all scared? Okay, I'm gonna read some of what you're saying. Kitiana, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Karn needs correction. This thing with giving grace when people refuse, never mind. Yes, Tiphani is straightforward, no chaser. Tiphani said he has no influence. She averages 200 comments on her post. I'm pretty sure she said something like that, although I can't verify it. Let me see. I believe Karn a prophet. I just think he gets in this flesh from time to time, Joshua said. All right, let's see what Lena is saying. All right, Lena, what you think? What city you in?
Larry!
Hey there.
I think, sorry, I look messy. I think I want to talk about Kanye.
Okay.
And I don't understand how he went from Jesus Walks to Joel Osteen, Sunday Service, to Marilyn Manson, the Satanist. Can we talk about that?
I think he's on a journey. I mean, didn't you know he went through the thing with the former president? You know, he was very pro former president, and that almost got him canceled. And then he made a comment concerning about slavery being a choice. I said this for a long time ago. I think he is a genius who also deals with mental illness. And as a result of him going through an awakening process and a healing process, as the loss and death of his mom, that we're having to see him on this journey. And that's the best way I can put it. That's what I think anyway.
Thank you, Larry. Love you.
Love you too. Thank you, Lena. All right, I guess y'all just really scared to come onto the platform. But I'm gonna go live in Patreon in just a few minutes. I wonder if Tiphani would come on. She wouldn't. Let me ask her. Want to come in? Oh, some of the rest of you are coming in. Okay, the fear's lifted. All right, King's Kid, what city you in? Tell me what you think.
Durham, North Carolina. What's up, man? So listen, I've been posting this in your comment section all night. I'm gonna say this about the no mask thing. Real leaders care about the safety of the sheep that they lead more than the dollar amount that comes in their offering plate. Then I'm gonna say this about the Tiphani Bryan situation. I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think if there were no cameras that was recording Brian Karn when he was reading off the paper, right? Recording him, showing him reading off the paper. Do you think this many people would have this much allegations against him?
No.
Okay, so my biggest thing is, and this is what I tried to express to Miss Tiphani in her comment section. You know, I get where she's coming from, and I feel, you know, sometimes I feel like she operates out of hurt from her past, and so she takes that out on whoever she feels is coming for her specifically. You know what I'm saying? I just honestly believe that she does need, her and Brian need some more training prophetically, because some of the stuff that they're doing and saying, it's not prophetic, it's pathetic. And I'm gonna do this as be funny. All of them got it from the CDC, not from Jesus. They got it from the CDC. All right. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much, Larry, for letting me be here, man. God bless you.
Thank you, man. I love when people come in and be themselves, and do it in a minute. All right, T. Williams, unmute yourself and let me know what you think. What city you calling from?
I am calling from Charlotte. So when you come this way, let us know.
Oh, I'm in Charlotte right now, but we'll talk about that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be in Patreon afterwards.
Yeah.
But I just had a question, and maybe it's just my lack of knowledge. But if you heard Kanye's album and in the intro he said, "Let's have a conversation," and it was your voice, what would you have done? Because I guess I'm trying to understand. I know you said that she wasn't wrong, but how should she have handled it? Because I mean, I don't know if you've looked under the comments, but Corinne Hawthorne actually came to her defense and said some stuff. She went sideways with BSlade, which I don't think she should have done. But I'm just
No.
wondering, like, how should she have handled it then? Since
The same way
you're
we
saying she
talk,
wasn't wrong.
let me tell you this: church people got a lot to learn because of their brain. That because of the church brain, you think you're much bigger than who you really are in the big scheme of things when it comes to winning souls and impacting the world. For her voice to be used on Kanye's album was an elevation from God. Think about what happened to Big Frida when she heard her voice saying, "I did not come to play with them hoes" on the front of the biggest song that Beyonce has done called Formation.
Mhm.
She should have taken a different route, which is the reason why, that's my opinion rather. I put it up under her comment section and told her, listen, there are 2,335 of you watching me between YouTube and Facebook. I need everybody to hit like. That's the reason why that I said what I said to her. It was not smart. It was not wise. And that's what I think. She should have taken that moment gracefully and let BSlade and Kanye worked out the business, and for her to post and say, "Wow, I'm so excited that my voice was on Kanye West's album." And who knows, when he performed live, he would have asked her to come and sing it. So you have to think beyond the four walls of the church, and we got to really start. Preachers got to start thinking like entrepreneurs, especially with the changing of the church now. You may not be able to ever go from church to church, four walls, in the next 5 years and make what you used to make on the road because half the churches will be online. So you have to be innovative and think. And it was stupid.
Gotcha. It was dumb, but
It was dumb with 3 B's. All
yes,
right,
gotcha.
ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys ready to comment on the Tiphani and on the brown coin and everything else, but we have Tiphani on the line. We can hear directly from her, and you guys in the comments, I bring some of the comments up so that you guys can actually ask some of these questions since she is here. But stay in the back room just in case this doesn't last long. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you Tiphani Montgomery, who I think is an authentic prophet, and I of her lips and her teeth. All right, so Tiphani, can you tell everybody you received this as a clear word from the Lord? You did not ever read it off of CDC.
Yeah, and so I guess only God can be my witness, and I have a very strong fear of the Lord. But when I was in Ghana, I think it was August 4th, I heard Listerine, specifically yellow. Most of you know it as brown, but God knows I call it yellow, so that's how He identified it to me, and the original ingredients. And I didn't know why. I have never seen it on the CDC. I've never heard a doctor talk about Listerine and COVID. I have never in my life, God is my witness, I've never heard it. And so I released the word. And the reason I did that, Larry, is because October 2019, I heard God tell me to stock up on masks. And we all know that masks are normal. Doctors wear masks. It's not a new thing in the world. However, I don't wear masks, and it was odd to me to stock up on them. But I've learned to obey God without further instructions. And so, me and the few people I told had hundreds of masks since 2019. I still have masks in 2021 left over currently.
Wow.
That's how many I purchased. Now, I myself am not a mask wearer unless I'm on a plane because it's required. However, 5 months later, we found out why we actually had to get masks. And because I prepared and I obeyed God, I was able to, well, all of us were able to mail out masks to doctors and nurses and people with compromised immune systems and the elderly, because we were prepared for it. And so I made a vow, that anytime I heard God tell me to prepare for anything, I would share it with the world, even at the risk of looking stupid. And that's what I did with the Listerine word. Now, one thing I didn't know, I did know, I guess, that I had some type of influence, but I did not know how much influence I had. That Listerine sold out all over the world. And while many people say the CDC and other people said it, um, it was sold out all over the world. And
Yeah.
so, no, I had never heard anybody say it before. And I just simply released something because I made a vow in 2019 that I would next time I got a warning.
Well, it went viral. The Listerine video, although the CDC has said it, I had never, and I was staying on the CDC and was saying some things last year. So when you said it and heard it, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I said, well, I know Tiphani, so let me get a couple of bottles. And so I went, got a couple of bottles.
And if you listen to like the 7-minute videos, only 7 minutes, I never really said what it was for. I was like, hey, I learned, God told me to get something, I'm just getting it. At this point, so far for me, I have never been inaccurate. None of my prophetic words have fallen to the ground by God's grace. So I just trust it. I don't unless I test it by the Spirit and I trust it. But if you watch the video, I never said it was like for COVID. I never said it was for these things. I did say that when I was younger, I had my nail license in New York State. And because I partnered with a podiatrist and I love doing pedicures, when people came in with nail funguses, we would treat it with Listerine. Listerine actually kills nail fungus. And so I said during that video, I'm not sure why specifically God said to get the Listerine. All I know is I heard stock up exactly how I heard it, October 2019, when I had way too many masks for no reason sitting at my house. And I found out why I said 5 months later. So if you watch the video, I never actually said why. I think people just conjured up their own reasons of assuming why. But I know the difference between hearing what God said and then making an assumption about why God said it. And those are two differences.
And I get that, and I understand that. Now I'm gonna ask you a question because people gonna actually think they're gonna hate me for asking this question because they say I'm giving platform to what you believe. But I can discuss openly anything. You said a few minutes ago that you really don't wear masks. What is your revelation or conviction on not wearing masks?
Yeah, so this is actually, I like to debate. If you could start up a debate club, I'd be the first one to join, just so we're clear. But in 2019 and in 2020, God gave me a very stern warning personally. And he told me, don't judge anything according to appearance, but judge everything righteously. And so I have no judgment against people who decide to wear masks, don't wear masks. I have no judgment for people that decide to get vaxxed and don't get vaxxed. I think that that's your decision. However, I just don't. Larry, last year I traveled to London. I traveled to Nigeria in the middle of the pandemic. I went to church services. Sorry, my hair is all over the place because I wasn't expecting to be on tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. Okay, but this is my hair because they like to talk about me real bad. Say it's fake. My hair is my teeth. Anyway. Last year, I went to Nigeria and London during the pandemic. I was in services with thousands of people, sweaty people, and by God's grace, I've never caught COVID. I'm not saying that somebody else that caught COVID did not have God's grace. I'm speaking specifically about me. That's all I can speak on. God marked me and told me to go, and I went. I obeyed God. I went. This year alone, I've been to Jamaica, Mexico, Italy, Ghana, Nigeria again. I've been to Nigeria about 2 or 3 times this year alone. I have not caught in COVID. The only place I wear a mask at is on the plane because I got to wear the mask on the plane to get to where I'm going. And so I just don't wear a mask because I don't like wearing a mask. And by the grace of God, he's marked me. I have not gotten COVID. I'm not finna catch it. And I've been in services with thousands of people, Larry, sweaty people, hot people. It's 1,000 degrees outside, inside. I've laid hands. I've hugged. I prayed for people with COVID without a mask on. I prayed for people that was getting over COVID. And by God's grace, I've never gotten it. So that's my personal reason why I personally don't wear a mask. And I don't have any judgment towards anybody who decides to or who doesn't.
Let me tell you why I asked you that question. Somebody said you shouldn't give a platform to that. But let me tell you why I did.
Sure.
Because it sounds like to me you're under a mandate. And I know
exactly right.
I come from a family of prophets. And if you look biblically, there was a prophet who laid on their side for a matter of years, a prophet who stripped out of their clothes, a prophet who was digging through the wall, a prophet who tied themselves on their hands and their feet, all for an example. It was a prophetic word.
That's exactly right.
Calling. So, and also to hear you say, I'm telling you what God told me. I want to say to everybody in this comment section, if you are not a prophet, you ain't heard a word from the Lord. Ain't nothing wrong with you going to get your mask and your vaccine. And let me ask you this. What is your diet?
And that's a great question. So I take vitamins much like everybody else does on occasion. I barely take them because I barely remember to take them. But when I do, maybe like 2 or 3 times out the week I can remember to take my vitamins. I eat my fair share of vegetables, and I drink green juice, and I drink a lot of water, but then I'll eat candy. I mean, I just got done knocking down a box of Micanites. You know what I'm saying? I eat chicken. I don't eat pork. I very rarely eat beef. But yeah, I would say my diet is moderate.
So I'm listening to you, and I can't help the scientific side of my mind. There's still a science that is at work
For
there,
sure.
even although you're under this mandate. So you're not out there eating a whole bunch of cake and sugars.
Absolutely not.
Your
my
diet.
body actually doesn't. If I eat sugar, my body goes to sleep, and so there's an adverse reaction that my body has that I believe personally God put in there to stop me from eating it. There were certain things, even in America, Larry, I can't eat fruit in America for the last.
No, the fruit here is different. It's different.
Exactly. But because when I go to Jamaica, when I went to Italy, even Africa, I can eat the fruit. But here, I have to carry around an EpiPen, which is something that stops my throat from swelling up. Because I look like, remember when Will Smith in the movie Hitched, when he ate that fish?
Yeah.
That's what my face looks like when I eat fruit in America.
Wow. Wow. Wow, that's great. That's great.
Yeah. So I always tell people, let me say this. I always tell people in regard to like the vitamins, the sea moss that people are taking, all of those things are amazing. But I want to make sure, just because I understand that I've known people that have taken vitamins and sea moss and still have caught COVID. I've known people that exercise way more than me and still have caught COVID. So I'm very, very careful not to give glory to vitamins, to sea moss. I'm very careful not to give glory to a good immune system, because the truth is I've talked to too many people. I prayed for too many people. I've been in contact with too many people with COVID for me not to have gotten it. It was literally the hand of God on my life. And I just want to be clear that I want to give glory to God that I have not caught COVID.
I want everybody to be clear on that you're under a mandate. You are a prophet. God told you to do this. So they don't need to go try to be you.
No, he told me to do it. I never made an announcement. I never told the world to do it. He told me.
Another thing that I think that is we can really get into a whole concept. I really want to have you back on to talk about the prophetic as relates to business, because I remember us having a conversation, and I didn't tell you this. This is before I made my first $1 million, generate my first $1 million, and you would tell me, Larry, you have it. You're supposed to generate millions a year, and we had some things we're supposed to do we never did. But now I'm in a whole different place. And when it comes to business, you are it. You're the it chick when it comes to business. So I want to have you back. I know you were in Raleigh and you ain't scared to travel, but in studio to talk about something, your courses and things that they for the entrepreneurs. And I may just do it for my patrons, because my patrons is filled with entrepreneurs. I mean, they're filled with thousands of people, many entrepreneurs, doctors, judges, politicians of all different types and kinds of faith. So I would like to have you over for that. But thank you so much for being a yes when I sent you the link.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Do you have any other questions for me? Are we is there anybody in the
I don't know. Let me look in the comment section, because
I just like clarity. So
okay, yeah. I think I'm pretty good. Somebody saying patrons only. Yeah, because that's really information I usually give to the patrons. Thank you for joining this confidential session. Please take a moment, hit like under the video. Now see, I don't like this kind of stuff. The best thing to do is actually listen, not just act like she's on. Oh, that is good. Oh, I thought there was something else. Great. I see. That's what I want to do on this platform. I want everybody of different practice to be able to have a conversation and to at least be able to hear each other. Oh my God. I wonder, did she pass it to anyone, although she did not have it? And could she be asymptomatic? What you think about that, Tiphani?
Yeah, I mean, I have to take too many tests to get on the plane. So unless you're saying the tests don't work, then if I didn't have it, how can I pass it? I have to take too many tests in order to get on an airplane when I travel internationally. And so if I didn't have it, I can't pass it. And if the tests aren't picking up, then the world is in trouble.
Interesting. Okay. All right. There are people who remember your time with Stevenson. They also mentioned about you spent some time with Karn. One thing that I do know is that prophets are disruptors. And so wherever they go, they disrupt and they challenge systems. What is your answer to those who say, or who may say, Okay, she's a troublemaker everywhere she goes. I mean, she's always bucking against the system. What do
So
you say?
one thing I'm trying to make sure I don't do is go back and forth with people who don't read the Bible, right? And so anybody who actually reads the Bible, you read Daniel's story, you read Jeremiah's story, you read Ezekiel's story, um, you go, they were disruptors, they were troublemakers, unfortunately. Let me clarify this, because a lot of the times people make this assumption, they know that I was over in Chicago at that organization, but I was only there for 5 months, right? So I was only there for 5 months. It wasn't a long time. I'd also like to say I just got saved in my shower August 2015. So I didn't come from the church world. And I was invited to go to the organization in Chicago by a friend I had from middle school. So this wasn't a church that I just woke up one day and decided to go to. A friend from middle school that I trusted said, hey, you should go to this church. You're going to love it. Now, at the time, I was very against church. And now I understand why. I mean, they be just some of the stupidest people I've ever met. Let's just be clear. And some of y'all don't like me calling people stupid, but it is what it is.
I
Let's
agree.
just be clear. It is. And so I was invited to go there from a childhood friend. And I was only there for 5 months. I'm a dreamer. My dreams are, by God's grace, incredibly accurate, fortunately and unfortunately sometimes. And I started having dreams about the organization in Chicago and the people in those dreams. And then I began to confront, and I began to ask the people who were higher up what was going on, because I didn't understand why everybody was doing these kind of things. And so I left, after I left, many people know the story. The pastor of that organization called me a witch, on a live video. And so the false prophet that I was talking to, I kind of think, all false, but the false prophet I was talking about, somebody introduced me to him, and I said no. And the person said, Tiphani, listen, this pastor called you a witch. You shouldn't judge people based off of what you've heard. I didn't come up in the church world, so there was not much I knew about this guy at all. And so, but I didn't hear anything good necessarily. And the person made a valid point, right? I had just been called a witch. I don't want anybody judging me off of something that was a lie. So why would I then in turn do to somebody else what I didn't want to me? So I was like, okay, perfect. If you're going to vouch for him and I trust your judgment, then cool. And soon after that, I started having dreams about him and what he had going on. And I was only there for a few months as well. So you're not talking about me being in Chicago or me being at the other place for too long of a time. You're talking about somebody who had just gotten saved, who, from what everybody is saying, needs to be in a church, and all of those things. And I'm like, if you're forcing people ignorantly to be in a church and they're under leadership like this, what's the point? Because all they're going to do is infect the people that are there. And so I wanted to clarify that, first of all, that I'm not a vagabond traveling to all of these warped or perverted ministries at all. I do believe, in hindsight, now that it's this year and I'm looking back in the year of 2017, which is when I met both of them, that I was sent to those places for a reason.
For a lesson. Maybe
for a lesson and for a reason. I got many lessons from both, and I got many, I was able to get a lot of people out of both of those ministries as well, and wake people up and say, hey, wake up. It ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So
let me say this. I want to insert this. You got saved August 2015. It was August in 2015. God totally ransacked my entire life and sent me to Atlanta. And
you too?
And this was the word. Now I've been saved. I've been paper Bible saved for a long time. But that was the month God sent me to Atlanta, and he said this to me. He said, I'm sending you into entertainment. And he said, you will take a shift and you will take a turn that is totally different. You will come under the persecution of the church, but you are really leading the church into the future. I began to tell them about the church going beyond the four walls. I began to tell them in 2020, the church will change forever. I told everybody to begin to build their ministries online cyberly. This only confirms to me what I think about you. Now, if you're watching Larry live, you know pretty much if I say that the Lord, if I say the Lord told me something, that's it. It always comes to pass. You also know my judgment is really, 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 really good. And so that does nothing but confirm to me that you are an authentic prophet, not just a prophet, but a reformer to the church. And I think that you should be embraced. I think that you should be embraced by the church. I think that although you don't come out of the church, you are really the future of the church. You really are calling a people out of the world that they're in into a spiritual organism. That's what the church is, and maybe not a four-wall building. And I think you should be embraced. Does that mean I agree with everything you say? I probably don't. I know you don't agree with everything I say, but we agree on Jesus. And I also agree. We agree in our love for Jesus and our love for people. I believe you're authentic, and because of that, I'm gonna always be a support or whatever you got going on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. I just want to put that there. I mean, this can get it longer. I done been on too long. And I love you a whole lot, Tiphani.
And let me say this, I think you have such a wide range audience.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things I've been learning over the last few days is how deceived a lot of people are. And I would just say to everybody that it's okay to love somebody and want to warn other people against the person, right? And I have no love for either cities, either of those places at all. No love for them. But what I'm saying is because we have such a warped perspective of what love is, we tend to bash the person who is showing love and trying to warn everybody against a predator, as opposed to heeding the warning. And so I would say that it's sometimes you can hate somebody you don't know so much that you don't hear the warning and what they're doing. I was actually just watching a movie, I don't remember what it was called, but in that movie there was this guy that was warning these people. Oh, you know what it reminds me of, Larry? It reminds me of Bird Box. Remember Bird Box?
Yeah.
Now, you know who I remind myself in Bird Box? The old man in the house. Remember the old man in the house?
Old man in the house, yes.
The old man in the house to me was a prophet. Nobody liked the old man in the house because he didn't like it. He didn't want to let anybody in the house. He was like, don't let that person in. And they were like, you're not nice. You should be nicer than this. And you know what they did? They locked the old man in the garage because he warned them about the last guy. And he said, don't let this man in the house. They thought he was being mean. They locked him in the garage. And it was that man that killed everybody in the house. Right. And so we have to get to a point. And this is, whoever has ear needs to hear what I'm saying by the Spirit. We have to literally be voraciously so hungry for the word of God that we are literally seeking everything out in the Bible so that we're not tainted by what these false prophets are saying. Unfortunately, so many people don't know the difference between God's prophet and false prophets. So when you see a prophet going after a false prophet, you then say things like you should talk to that person in private. But there is no scripture in talking to a false prophet in peace.
Listen to me. That is interesting. That's another key. Anybody who was in my school of prophets years ago in the late 90s, I said only prophets should deal with false prophets. Prophets of God confront false prophets, not prophetic people.
That's right.
We have to be a false prophet is a prophet.
That's
so
right.
You have to be. It's not like and people mix up the Bible when they read that, they think that. It's one thing for when the Bible says people that they say they are apostles and they are not. That's not what a false apostle is. That's not what a false prophet is. A false prophet is a classification of a prophet. Now, I'm not saying that Brian Carn is a false prophet. It's Tiphani that said that.
Yeah, I said it.
But just so you know, a false prophet is a classification of a prophet.
That's right.
Balaam in the New Testament was a prophet of God.
Right.
What he said. Balaam in the New Testament, the Revelation referred to him as a false prophet because he spoke of his flesh. So
even in the Old Testament, when he talked about the lying prophets, they were still prophets.
They were still prophets. Yeah, but prophets of God deal with false prophets. So all of you who may be looking at her, if she has received the revelation and a direction that Brian Carn is a false prophet, as she has an obligation to call him out and confront him. Plain and simple. All right. Now, everybody's going to take this and say, "Oh, Brad Larry was online with Tiffany killing you, bro." I don't even care about that. And if you get mad with that, but then we just ain't. I mean, I don't think. I mean, this is what it is. But I like what you represent. I like what you do, and continue to do it because it reminds me of what my work is. I'm in a different field, but we're doing the same thing. We're doing the same work, and you're suffering the same kind of attack, judgment, and it only gets worse from here. But the blessings get bigger.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. God bless and take care.
God bless.
All right,
Bye.
bye. Now tell me them teeth and them lips ain't pretty. Just to show you are not a man if you can look at her and not have several different types and thoughts about her lips and teeth. And y'all know men are dogs. Even those of us that are Holy Ghost filled, the dog in the ow, 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 ow. We just see it. Now, depending on what your character is, what you do with the next thought, you just carry on with the next thing. You're going about your next business. But some of us, and even some of us that are Holy Ghost filled preachers, we see that, and then we start getting in the inbox and we take it somewhere else and we start doing different stuff. I'm way past that stage. I just say what I say and then I move on about my business. All right. It is complete. We've had the kitchen table talk before thousands here on YouTube and Facebook. Before you leave, if you really, I mean for real, really love this platform, I want you to take a moment. One of those ways right there, you donate to our nonprofit, the MBN Network. It is an authentic ministry. We have contractors. I'm the only employee. And when you donate, it is tax deductible. So if you got a whole lot of money you got to get rid of, you need to write off on a 501c3, choose us. And we're going into the second phase of our project, our main studio that we're in on Monday nights. You already see that. There's an LED screen back there that we only going to be able to use that in another setting because of it's not high enough setting. So we're going to pull that out. But we're doing something different in the back studio with an audience. And on September the 13th, everybody write September the 13th, 2021. September the 13th, that's a Monday night. That Monday night show, you're going to see me sit side by side in that studio with a gospel music superstar. And also, they've been in several different movies as well, and has worked with Tyler Perry quite a bit. And they are going to sing their single, and they're going to have an interview with me. And 9 times out of 10, the husband going to be there too. You take a guess. And it's going to be in the new studio. You don't want to miss it. And what you donate on tonight, thank you, Dante Jackson, done $88.88. What everybody doing the 8s and 12, you're helping us do what we do. I just had to send $71,000 to them today, because I want them to be the first guest in that second phase of what we are doing. So if you are watching, I want you to help. If you want to do a very large donation, if your bank used to you making them kind of transactions, you can do it through text to give. Text the word give to 404-800-4530. Can the text it up there again? I done took it down again. I'm all time moving it. My mentor will have something to say about that. Or you can call our office and talk to Kendall, and he'll give you whatever information you need. If we know, if I don't know, I'm gonna give you whatever information you need in order to wire it over, because the project that we're undertaking, it's going to be about $300,000. Okay, and if you came to our event last month, that was about $600,000. It was a great event. And we're going to continue to do great things. And we're about to do something here in the Charlotte area. For those of you that want, in the first part of the year, you want to get back into the four-wall church experience, we're going to be doing something in Charlotte and building a team here for you just got to wait and see. Come on over to patreon.com, patreon.com/Larry Reid Live to stay plugged in on everything that we have going on. We're doing so much and we're not stopping. We're under an assignment. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to entertain, educate, and empower. And I'll see you later. Yeah, I'm gonna save it for Patreon. I ain't say who it was, but it look like some of y'all guessing, and some of you guessing you're doing it right. See you later. Goodbye.